So with this like mood shit that I've been kind of going through, I think I know what my problem is, because I've been watching a ton of videos dealing with mental illness, not even just now, even like years ago. I think I started watching them very frequently, probably 2016. So I've probably amassed at least thousands of hours of footage on YouTube. I know that's not maybe it's not the most credible source, but it is something that I've kind of got some education on. Like that was my stream of education in terms of personality disorders, mental illness, and whatever. But so, and a lot of my friends I've talked to about this, like once upon a time I thought that I might have been a narcissist or slightly sociopathic, but I now know that I most likely have borderline personality disorder, so BBT. I watched a ton of videos. Like I never really watched a ton of videos on that. Maybe I skimmed through them, but the videos that I mostly watched were, like videos about psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissism. But a video had come up yesterday about borderline personality disorder, and to be diagnosed, you need 5 of the 9 characteristics / traits, and I think I have 9 of them. I think the one thing that I just don't do is self-harm, but in like one of the things about it is like you don't have to self-harm, you kind of just have to threaten to self-harm. And I've done that before for attention, not to actually do it. So I feel like that's like half a point for me, especially with my friends, like Yvette would know this. Like sometimes I'll be like, why even be alive? I might as well just lay in a coffin. I might as well just like dig a hole and lay in a box and wait to die. Like I've said things like that before in the past, and without really meaning it, so I think like I get a 0.5. So I literally have 8.5 traits out of the 9. And one of the biggest things about one of the true characteristics of BBT is the fear of abandonment and causing conflict and arguments with people because you suffer from a fear of abandonment. And that's one thing I know. I'm very self-aware that I have such a fear of abandonment. I've ruined relationships in terms of like whether it's friends or even like romantically. I don't know. I feel like I'm just I feel like that's one of the big characteristics of BBT. Another one is identity disassociative. No, was it identity? Well, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically you're always trying to do something new about yourself or change things about yourself because you're not sure of what your identity is. And that's something that I also have. Like, I mean, I know like it sounds like funny and shit. Like when I did like, even like on Instagram, I changed my name to like from Ashley to like Brooke, because I thought I was hot, or like from Ashley to Taylor. Like I'd put that as my name, and like sometimes I'd want to change my name, and that's like one of the big and like changing things about yourself. And like even like now, like I'm wearing more makeup, I'm wearing my lashes, my hair's a lot more healthier just because, and it is a change. It's a positive change, but it does hit the point on that not knowing your identity. And I really don't know what my identity is. Like I know what I am. I don't know. I feel like I don't know who I am. I don't feel like I don't know. I don't have a set identity of who I am as a person, and I feel like I lack purpose, and I don't know what my purpose is. So that's one big thing. And then another huge thing, another characteristic or symptom of borderline personality disorder is feeling hollow inside, where you like a lot of people, normal people, I use the term loosely, normal in quotations, normal people can sometimes have a rough day, can sometimes be sad or depressed or feel down, but with BBT, you literally feel empty, and it's very consistent where you feel empty. And like I said, that's where I feel like I lack purpose, and I don't know myself. But yeah, I feel like empty a lot at a time where I don't know what to do. And another thing is too, I'm always trying to fulfill. And when you feel empty, you're trying to fill it. You're trying to fill it with buying things to make you happy, people that you think will make you happy, eating, shopping. So literally, I hit the nail on that head. And the good thing about BBT is that with a lot of therapy, it can be like really, really regulated. So I feel like I need to find a therapist that specializes in borderline personality disorder, because yeah, I'm just I just feel very like roller coasty in terms of like my mood. And I've probably Ozempic isn't even helping it in terms of that. Like, it's probably affecting it too, like maybe heightened, because I feel like I'm more very roller coastery in my mood now than I was before. And I'm sure I've had BBT for a while now, but I feel like the Ozempic maybe has heightened that to a new level. But I mean, like, now I know, you know, I'm going to call my insurance company and see if I can, because I know that when I've called them before, they try to match you with a good therapist on a specialty. So I think I'm going to call them when I get home and try and match myself with someone who specializes in personality disorders, because, and what pisses me off is that I don't need this shit right now. I have so much to deal with on my plate. And now I have to deal with this freaking personality disorder that I just diagnosed myself with. Like, I don't have enough to do. You know? It just pisses me off. Anywho, yeah, it's just, God, this is life. Why can't life be a little bit more simple? And I started watching a lot of videos about psychopathy and narcissism and sociopaths, and I'm like, sometimes I feel like that's what I am, you know, because I really lack empathy. Like, I really, really lack empathy in terms of like, and it's not even like for example, do you guys remember I told you about my friend that was very flaky, and then she flaked on me on the beach on the same day, and decided to like not talk to her anymore? Well, her dad died, and I it's so hard for me to explain. I feel bad for her, sad for her, because that happened. And, you know, death of a family member, of anybody that you care about, is significant. But I don't feel the need to reach out. And I almost was trying to mask it as I'm real. I'm not fake. I feel like, you know, if you kind of aren't friends with someone anymore, why are you going to go to someone's funeral if you're not even like friends anymore, you haven't seen someone in forever, and you flaked on me so many times? But you know what? A person with empathy would reach out, would say your condolences, would say, hey, I know this and that, we haven't talked, we had our issues, but you know what? I'm here for you. I don't have that, you know, and I feel bad that I don't have that. And even though I know I feel bad that I don't have that, I'm still not willing to do it, you know? So that's why sometimes I feel like I'm either sociopathic or narcissistic, because I lack so much empathy. And the only empathy I have, like I've said in the past, is for innocents, like children or animals. But in terms of like humans, I've just seen so much in my life, been treated so much in my life a certain way, that I literally am disgusted with how humans are. And if you look online, if you look at how people react, or the opinions that they purges online, it's kind of like, it's disgusting. Like, I hate social media. I hate it with a passion, because of the fact that people just see what they see. They form an opinion based on their own upbringing and their own behavioral attitudes, conditioning, whatever it was. And if they don't like what they see, they'll freaking say it to your face, you know, and they'll say things that are so vulgar and vile and abhorrent and mean. For what purpose? You know, what purpose? And it's disgusting. It disgusts me, you know, and I'd rather stay off of the internet if it wasn't my freaking job. in all of my videos, I've always promoted like positivity and productivity and progression. But like sometimes like I feel like, do I even really believe that anymore? You know? Like I do truly believe that people can change and people deep down are good-hearted. But I also feel like in this day and age of 2024, in the last like this kind of century, the 2020s or the 2000s, that people have just become a lot more naive, a lot more jaded, a lot more corrupt, delusional, full of themselves. Do I sound crazy? Sorry. That's another thing about BBT, is that your mood and your emotions can change within minutes, and that's happened to me a lot of times, where I feel like very sad and depressed, and then all of a sudden I'll be happy. And a lot of people confuse it with bipolarism, but it's not. There's the big thing about it is the whole abandonment thing. Anyway, I went thrifting today and I didn't really find anything. I found like a camera and some other, and then like a DS charger. So it was really not a successful thrift day. But yeah, I've just been listening to a lot of podcasts in my car about, you know, borderline personality disorder, and I feel like I'm that, and it's something that I just need to get help for.